A few years ago, I did a review of a BMW i3, a car that I was fascinated with and thought of as somewhat aspirational, but something that I'd probably never own. But situations change, and so here I am on a plane with Grimes, and we are heading from ICT to O'Hare International Airport, which is a huge disappointment. DFW Airport is way, way cooler, and from there, we went to Boston. And on the way, of course, we played some Need for Speed Underground 2 because it is the best racing game. After 3 hours of being crammed in a CRJ 200 and another 2 hours in an A320, the warm embrace of a Toyota Tacoma was never more welcoming. And we were whisked away on a magic carpet ride through the urban center that is Boston on our way to meet one man. Hello.
Oh, you want me to be in this? Hi. Hello.
When Rich first got this thing about a month ago, I immediately texted John Rush and said, dude, let Rich know when he's done with that. I want it. I've been after an i3 for ages. If you've been subscribed for a long ass time, you probably saw that I reviewed one like 3-some years ago. Anyway, John Ross didn't do that, and when Rich went to sell it, he put it all the way back to stock first, and then went, you know what, maybe I know someone who wants this. Got a hold of John Ross, got a hold of me, and here we are. But the car is back to stock. It doesn't have the range extender.
It doesn't.
Right now. Or it doesn't have the aux fuel tank right now. It is a range extended car.
Just to add to that story, I called John Ross, and I said, John Ross, are you interested in this car? And he said, no. And I said, do you know anyone that would be interested in this car? And he said, no. And I said, are you sure? And he said, no. And that was it. Then he called me back like 2 weeks later and says, you know what, I think I might know one person that's interested.
Good memory.
And here we are.
Great memory on that one. So, we've got a 24-hour drive ahead of us, and right now the car is back to its 120 miles of combined range?
Correct, yeah. So
cool.
When I was looking to, when I came back from the trip, I realized, wait a minute, this is a really cool car, but I think it would be better suited for someone else because of the size. It's kind of small.
Yeah.
That and I have a Rivian. I forgot that I had a Rivian for a second.
You know, it just slips the mind,
Rivian,
you know.
I forgot.
You forget how many cars you got, where they are.
Hey, that does, to be fair, that does happen.
When people ask me what cars I have, I do have to think about it for a minute.
Yeah, you're like, I think I have this thing. Wait, no, I sold that. So I do have a Rivian, yes. And this one's kind of, don't be jealous. This one's a lot cheaper to fix, a lot easier to work on, and it's actually kind of cool looking. People, even though this thing was made 10 years ago, people still look at you like, oh my gosh.
It's
like,
still pretty fresh.
Are you from the future?
Yeah, I mean, it's a futuristic little ego nugget.
It really is.
I dig it.
And I think BMW did a great job designing these cars. So I brought it all the way back to stock. And then when we talked, I was like, hey, you don't want that stupid range extender, do you? And you were like, actually, I do. And I was like, ooh. So everything is just kind of thrown back together in the front, as you can see here. Everything is just like lightly placed. Wires are everywhere. Kind of like how it was before.
Yeah. Same, but different. And
yeah.
Not currently functional. So none of the wires actually go to anything. Nothing's hooked up to the battery. Nothing's hooked up to the pump.
Yep.
There's no button inside anymore. You lost the button, right?
Lost the button.
Lost the button.
Actually, no, you know what? No,
happens to the best of us.
I tried to be cute and make it a foot button.
Oh, like a high beam switch.
But it wasn't able to handle the pressure of my foot, so it actually broke.
So I know you said in a YouTube comment that if you fill them both up, they might siphon. Is that consistent?
It is not consistent. No.
Cool.
Depends on where you are, altitude. There's a lot that depends on it, but it's kind of cool when it does happen.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually, the gas gauge doesn't go up. It just stays at the same spot for a really long time. I'm like, yes, it's happening.
That's cool.
And then all of a sudden it'll go down to zero. So that's a fun surprise too.
You know what we could do instead of hooking any of this up?
I'm really hoping that you had the exact same thought that
we could run the vent line into the passenger compartment and you could blow into it to pressurize the fuel tank.
That, yeah.
So I was thinking something like that, but like, you know, the little squeezy hand pumps?
Yeah.
just
Actually,
put it right up in there.
Yeah.
Squeeze the hand pump and it would force it.
Get a turkey baster and just kind of squeeze.
Range extender, not present. But the rest of this car was a total mystery to me because I'm a real good friend and watch all of Rich's videos multiple times. I hadn't seen a video on this since it first aired, and I'd forgotten everything about this. But this is a completely loaded 2014 i3 range extender. It's got the leather interior. It's got the iDrive. It's got the... I don't know what else they got.
Most importantly, I'm going to jump in. Radar cruise.
Radar cruise. Yes.
Radar cruise.
That is a feature I've wanted on a car for years, and I've
This
never...
your first time?
No, I've never been bougie enough to have a car with radar cruise.
Listen, you've been pimped. You have radar cruise now.
What kills me is that the car that has radar cruise is subjectively one of the worst that I will own for long road trips.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. This isn't really that... I mean, you know what's funny? As you drive it, I'll get your official review, but you might actually like it.
I mean, compared to the garbage that I've taken on long road trips, I mean, Ford Festiva, my '89 Ranger, 1993 Nissan Sentra with holes in it, and the big hole in the exhaust right under the shifter.
Yeah.
So I've taken some miserable piles road tripping. So anything that, you know, has power windows, is kind of, you know, uncharted territory for me as far as luxury.
And leather.
Yeah,
and it's from a luxury automaker. This is actually pretty... The car's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Tyler's already getting to work, apparently. What do you got there?
Oil level might be a little low.
Oil level might be a little low. We have oil change
I have
kit.
a care package for you.
Yes!
I have some... I got these from O'Reilly's.
From the Department of Deferred Projects, we have an oil change kit from O'Reilly's.
Yeah, so there's a couple more of these in the car. These only 3 quarts.
0 dub 30, wow.
0 dub 30, and look at the baby little oil filter. This is adorable. Look at this thing. Come on.
Isn't that cute?
That's
So I love that there's a dipstick that's under here, under this little twisty cover, but nowhere to fill the engine. Nowhere to top your oil off.
That was like a grand in tires!
That was awesome. It's a brand new truck, by the way. Brand new.
Had some tenants.
Some tenants needed a place to stay for the winter time.
Oh.
Stay warm.
Top off coolant. I assume that's coolant. Has the same symbol as
Sure
it.
looks like cool.
Looks like coolant.
Yeah. So probably, we'll go to O'Reilly's, get some coolant too.
Heat exchangers back here.
There's your oil fill.
Yeah. Wow. Nifty
It's a cool
packaging.
little setup.
Yeah, it's really
Very
neatly
cool
packaged.
setup, yeah.
And the other thing that we have is a AC compressor.
Compressor.
AC compressor. So we're gonna be doing this trip sans AC, but hopefully, 80% of the trip's gonna be at night. So we shouldn't really have too many issues. Wow, even the cover is like a carbon composite.
Yeah.
How about that? I'm talking it up too
Why don't
much.
you go ahead and take your stuff out of this car, actually? I think I want to keep this now. I mean, I won't drive it, but I just want to make sure that you don't have it. So.
Jake likes it too much.
Yeah.
Can't let Jake be happy. That's not allowed.
This is a rare event.
Yeah. Are you happy right now? Let's put a stop to that.
I'm never happy, Rich.
Good.
Let's pack this thing up and get on the road.
Das-
look at that! It's got
Das
built-in little
Autobahn.
strappies.
Yeah, there's one right here too.
Wow,
Right here.
they really did think of everything. At this point, the plan was simple. I wanted to go touch the Atlantic Ocean because I'd never been to the East Coast before, we needed to eat, and then we were going to head back to Wichita. The plan here was to drive this car all the way home from Boston to Wichita in one shot. One cannonball, one epic trip in a car that originally could only do about 120 miles at a time. Fortunately, this specific car had a fuel cell in the front where it definitely could never pose any problems whatsoever, and we would be able to use that to extend the range between stops to make the trip at least feasible in theory. Of course, I immediately got distracted by the super cool 120-year-old bridge because large moving objects are just intensely fascinating. So after wasting way too much time looking at this, we sat by the sea, had a pizza, and then got yelled at loudly by a man trying to tell us that minorities were trying to take away the white man's resource. I have no idea. Boston's really cool. Fortunately, we have 89. God, it feels expensive here. I think I'm good with being extra today. I'm thinking 8,
10. Yeah, 8 to 10 maybe.
If only there was someone who made like a video on what all this was and how it was set up and
If
what
only
the
you
specs
paid
were.
attention to the video.
There's a reason why I dropped out of college. we bought what they refer to as a whole mess of stuff. And hopefully with all this, we will get the auxiliary tank working.
Bunch of junk.
Yeah, and we'll get the... there she is. That's what retains the door handle. I don't know how many amps that fuel pump is, but this wiring does not give me the warm fuzzies, so we're going to use that as a stringer for some speaker wire, because, you know, shoot me, it's 2 conductors, and it's a heck of a lot better than... There's no copper in this whatsoever. I guess I should have popped the fuel cap, huh? The intensity. So we've got speaker wire running up the A pillar here, like so, into this very convenient hole that Rich put right here, covered by this well, trim stuff. I don't remember what you call this. And that guy runs up into the engine bay, and that is going to interrupt the ground.
Enable the little pump.
Going to our pump there, which should do a damn fine job of letting us turn it off and on. Not entirely sure where our, we thought we were leaking fuel, but sure smells like fuel, but I don't see any fuel.
Evidence.
Well, update. I had no luck finding whatever fuse is causing this 12-volt socket here to work, even after getting the fuse box all out and looking at it. However, I did find that there's another 12-volt socket under here, so we're actually just fine. Meanwhile, Tyler has done wiring, and let's see if it works. Hey! No leaks! I suppose we should make sure it's actually pulling fuel, so give me a sec. Give her a bump. Oh, shit. Okay, yep, it works. Works real well.
There. Bingo.
Cool.
Just,
yeah! Anyway, thanks to O'Reilly and Salem for being very good sports about all this. Letting us borrow tools, and they actually knew who Rich was, so this was fun all around. So we're going to drive, we are leaving Salem, well, we're in Salem. We're driving through Salem. Beautiful town, by the way. This place is absolutely gorgeous. And car feels really good. We're going to drive until we get to about a half tank, and then I think I'm going to try and find a gas station at that point, and that's where we're going to test to make sure the transfer function works. In case something goes wrong, we need either a fire extinguisher or more fuel.
yeah.
In the meantime, I guess I should probably give some impressions on driving this thing, because I didn't really have any clue what I was getting into. You know, I never really watched any reviews of these cars or anything. It's car. It's about what I expected. Kind of feels like an appliance. There is a little bit more feeling to the steering than I expected to be. Like, you can kind of feel grooves in the road and whatnot when you go through corners, which is probably important with skinny little tires like this. They probably did that intentionally.
What is the tire size again? 155, 60, 20.
Something like that. It's like 145 or 155.
155, 60, 20. I think is what I read on the sidewall, which is pizza cutter.
As expected, we are leaving at 8 p.m., which means we'll get to St. Louis at about 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds...
That's
incredible.
Very depressing. What is pleasing is that it's cool enough outside that our lack of AC isn't really going to
be too miserable. Yeah. Notice how the gas stations here, they've got a fire suppression system, so in the off chance we do blow this thing up.
Yeah, like permanently installed gantries.
Yeah.
Also, this has automatic hill hold and one pedal driving, which is wonderful. So far, driving through Salem, I have not touched the brake pedal once, and just now it not only brought us to a stop on an uphill and then held us, which is delightful. I love it. I was a big fan of that in Hoovie's Cybertruck, which has incredibly aggressive one-pedal driving. Like, it'll fling you forward in your seat. This is more like the regen braking on my Insight, which is funny because on my Insight it'll kick out at like 10 miles an hour and then you have to use the mechanical brakes. And this feels enough like that I keep expecting it to kick out at 10 miles an hour. That Corolla just straight up had their brights on.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, one more annoyance. There's no next and previous song buttons on the steering wheel. They're way over here. That's how I have to go to the next song.
Is that on it?
No, this is all cruise control. That lets me select the next song from a list. but I can't just hit next.
That's infuriating.
Yes, so to go next song, I have to go way over here to the far side. Ooh, we got CD Heaties. This thing does tick all of the boxes, though. This thing is delightful.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good little round town commuter.
Oh, this will definitely be my daily, which means we can get home and take the E92 apart.
Ooh.
All right,
off we go.
Yeah, we're gonna go listen to music and chew on some miles, and we'll check in when it is time to refuel.
Yeah.
On the go refueling. Situation update. We are somewhere in Connecticut. We've driven about 150 miles, and it still says we've got 31 miles of fuel range left. So I think the factory tank has been siphoning for the main one, but it just dipped below half. So I'm gonna reach down, and we're gonna count to 20. Oh, 33.
Yeah, it does seem like it's coming up a bit.
Slowly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, anti-slosh is going to delay it, but should I just leave it on until it pops up to like 40 or so and then shut it off and see how much it catches up?
Maybe.
I don't know. I've got lots of ideas when we get back to Kansas on what to do with this. We looked it up. A factory fuel tank for this car with filler and sending unit and everything is about $200, and it's made of metal. So I was thinking it'd be really cool to add a float in there that automatically turns the transfer pump on and off, and then maybe another sensor in the secondary tank to tell me when it's empty. And then, you know, the gauge here is still going to kind of be useless, but then it would pretty much just be fill up the main tank, let it transfer to or fill up the big tank, let it transfer to the small tank, and then top the main tank off again.
Yeah.
You only have to fill up in one spot, and then the car just kind of maintains its stuff for you. You don't have to think about it. And then when the light comes on, you know the big tank is empty. Whatever it shows on the screen is really what you have left at that point. I think that's as close to an OEM situation as we can really get with this setup, unless I start, you know, getting a microcontroller and spoofing the fuel level sending unit inputs somehow. I would have to add a sender into the main tank that actually knows the level and do-de-de-de-da, but that would also be able to manage the transfer itself, so, you know, who knows?
We're up 37.
37 miles, so...
So it does appear to actually be working.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That is delightful. We did also look up how much a new iDrive screen is, and that is not happening. They're like, what would you say?
It's about 800 to 1500, depending on where you get it from.
Yeah, that is the hardest of passes.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to reset the tripometer until partway into this trip, but I think if we... Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Drivetrain fault. I love that happened in real time.
It just... Well, look, only electric drive possible. We're hosed.
So I guess we pull over at the next one. That was our one chance.
This is an off ramp.
Yeah. Hopefully there's some sort of service.
I bet it's upset about an evap leak or something. Drivetrain malfunction. Continued driving is possible. I'm going to shut the car off. It smells like fuel. Yeah. So the current theory is that we overfilled
the main tank.
And upset the evap controls, so shut it down all the way. Turn it back on. Still unavailable. Oh, you want to hop out and see if there's fuel dripping out of the
Yep.
The doobity-doo? European, BMW, go. It's all dry.
Insulation resistance. Refueling button, fuel filler flap, jammed closed. Combustion quality.
I don't know if those are current codes.
Yeah. Well,
whole lot of filler flap stuff. Is that tight and whatnot?
Yeah, you ran her a little bit too long.
All right.
So,
duly noted.
We don't do that anymore.
That breaks the car. How do we solve that issue?
What's that?
How do we solve this?
Run it briefly.
Oh, it looks like it's draining out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's draining back. Yeah, you way overfilled it.
I guess we'll just put some in here, and this will be our first mileage check. I'm keeping track of how much we fill up and what the odometer says, so that we can get an idea of what sort of fuel economy this rig gets. Oh my gosh, who tightened this? Me?
Brother, what
is happening?
What are you doing?
So we filled up just now, and
Weird.
I'm tracking mileage. We got 30 miles per gallon, which, considering that we've been doing 70-75, it's passable. I'm not upset about it. Rex just fired up. No more
drivetrain errors.
And we figured out what the whistling is. It is a bad window regulator in a BMW. I'm astonished, frankly.
Right.
Isn't it nice just being able to increase speed without waiting for a trans to kick down or something?
It is lovely. It's very direct. Future.
The rest of Connecticut flew by with no issues. We had a couple of absolutely drama-free fuel stops, except for a couple people really curious why we were putting gas into the front of our car. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania, which was supposed to be the most scenic part of this trip, just looked like this. Pea soup fog at night, and the taillights of whatever happened to be in front of us. It was pretty dreary goings, but thankfully uneventful.
Did a whole bunch of Googling while I was sitting in the passenger seat and Grimes was driving, and I think we are good to go with our door handle now. As it turns out, there's actually two adjustments, not just one like we thought. This one is an E4, is a external E4 Torx, and this one is an internal Torx. And we knew about that one and tightened it down, but we didn't tighten down this one. So I gave that one a few twists, and I saw it suck the handle into the door panel a bit, and then when the door handle stopped moving, I stopped adjusting, came back to this one, gave it another couple tightens, and she feels solid. It still doesn't go all the way in, so yeah, something looks a little bit boogered up there, but at least it works now. So that's better than we were, and you can hear a rattle when I shut it, which I think is our screwy window regulator, but hey, a win is a win. Yeah, we've got this going on. I think that's just something else has gotten loose. You can see that it doesn't quite seal up here, so that gives us a bit of a good bit of wind noise when we're driving.
Oh no, my watch died.
It's 10:36 and we're in Ohio.
Your watch died?
Yeah.
10:34.
10:34 a.m. and we're in Ohio. What are your thoughts on Ohio so far?
I actually didn't believe it existed until earlier.
That is a lot of fuel smell. So far, it looks like we're gonna miss all of the severe weather. That's good. We're gonna get to St. Louis at about 5, and I think the plan is to link up with Aging Wheels. He's never driven one of these.
So I guess while you were taking a nap, because I think combined we've had 4 hours of sleep in the last 24.
Yeah. I feel terrible.
Same. Monster coming in clutch. For my first leg, the siphoning was working. like it was actively drawing fuel out of the main tank and dumping it into the little tiny cell. We stopped, filled up, or we checked level, and then it just quit working altogether, and we filled it up, and now we're stuck with just toggling the switch, but that's why we have that as a backup. So
we've been in this car now for not quite about 18 hours.
Yep.
My back is fine. So BMW continues to make great seats when they want to.
Did you show them the eco-friendly wood veneers on the dash? There's no galvanized square steel, but there are eco-friendly wood veneers.
Lovely.
With Columbus in our rear view, the rain started to get heavier and heavier and heavier until eventually everyone was driving with their hazards on and people were hydroplaning all over the place and crashing and whatnot. It was a real fun time. Fortunately, the severe weather let up as we got into Indianapolis, and I thought we might finally have been done with it.
There's also a Cayman in front of us, and we've passed about 24 disabled cars on the side of the roadway.
Yeah, what is up with this state? Like, this is the most cars I've seen stopped, and also a crap ton of D-treads. Like, an insane amount of Big Rick D-treads. That's wild.
And also,
this Fusion is attempting to have wheel arches.
brand new Fusion. That is a pretty recent car.
New. Fusions are like 14 years old now.
Well,
we made it to the outskirts of St. Louis, and the weather is starting to weather again. I just put in our next destination, and it said that your route may be affected by tornado warnings. So we're just gonna follow the route and keep an eye on the weather. He's gonna keep an eye on the weather. I'm gonna keep an eye on the road. But yeah, it's mostly looking dark to the north, though.
yeah.
No, we're facing south. Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yep. That's where we're going. Delightful. Looks great.
Are you as excited as I am?
It's just weather. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I got it intense quick. That is some rainfall, dude.
We need weather on a phone. Tornado watch, delightful.
At least it's only a watch, not a warn.
Yeah. We are in Granite City, apparently.
Yeah.
Update, we have a little chip that we got in the windshield that is cracking, so there goes $1,000 and apparently a lot of windshield installers won't even touch these cars. We found every Amazon Prime delivery truck in existence hiding here, so we figured that's a good place to hide because we just got upgraded to a tornado warning that expires in, what, another 15 minutes?
6:30.
Oh,
So that's
40 minutes. So, yeah, this storm, there's one line of nastiness that's going to pass us, and then a larger line is predicted to form behind it. So we might be here for a few hours. We're on the lee side of St. Louis, so hopefully the St. Louis heat bubble will break it up before it gets to us. Where we don't want to be is the south side. We need to make a weather getaway here, and I'm waiting on my iDrive screen to boot up. Oh my goodness. Menu. I have to make sure to put it in hold charge mode or we won't make it.
In stendo mode.
Yeah, okay, so we're in hold charge. I'll just keep it on nav, I guess. So, the game plan. We're going to haul on 270 over to, what was it, St. Charles?
Yeah.
It looks like right now we have a window where it's just light rain along that route, and that should get us to the other side of this kind of line of storms that has just parked itself over St. Louis and is currently spawning tornadoes to the south of us. Tornado signatures. I don't think they've confirmed anything on ground, but they had a radar confirmed debris cloud there for a few minutes. And I want nothing to do with any of it. So, hopefully, this play works. This is not a tornado intercept vehicle. This is a plastic German car with a motorcycle engine in it.
We all know about plastic, or German plastics.
Yeah, well, it's not holding any coolant, so we're good. Okay, it looks a little more green than I thought.
The color tone of the camera does not pick that up.
No.
You're just gonna have to believe us.
Yeah. The auto white balancing is auto white balancing, unfortunately, so you can't see that everything looks like Shrek right now. I just set a random waypoint in St. Charles County as at least a place to stop and take a look at the radar again, so we'll find another canopy to get underneath. Because they're saying softball-sized hail is a guarantee to get spawned out of this storm in places, and I do not want softball-sized hail pelting my new-to-me car. The nicest car I've ever had, so I'd like it to stay savable, at least. Waffle House is still open, so we're good.
The lights are still on at Waffle.
When the Waffle House is closed, that's when we're actually screwed.
This all came in really fast.
Well, remember when I first set this route, it said there was a severe thunderstorm watch.
Right, like they knew it was set up for it.
We knew we were driving into something, but it went from severe thunderstorm watch to tornado warning in the time it took for me to change into my shorts. We stopped at a gas station because I was like, we were gonna go meet Aging Wheels on the other side of town, and because he'd never driven one of these before, and I thought we'd hang out. And then I was like, oh, I want to change into some less smelly clothes that I haven't been wearing for the last, 48 hours. Which, good move anyway. I feel refreshed. But yeah, I came out and I was like, oh, someone changed the white balance of the sky. And then, yeah, Tyler was looking at his, as soon as we got on the highway, we started getting pelted and it just got bad real fast. So, these skinny tires are so wonderful in the rain. They do not hydroplane. What are those, like lighthouses in the middle of the... Huh.
Maybe old piers for an old bridge.
Yeah. No, oh, they got like buildings on them now.
Oh. Weird.
I wonder if it's like how London Bridge used to, like...
before it fell down?
Yeah, well, before it caught fire, it was... they paid for bridges by building apartments along either side of them and renting them out.
Yeah.
So it was literally just like a bunch of row houses on either side of a bridge.
I love how Jake works bridge facts into his videos. Remember the one in Oklahoma? We were headed to Grand Lake.
Oh, yeah. I like to go down rabbit holes. Hey, Missouri line.
Oh, yay. We're only one state away from home now.
If we cross state lines, we're out of the storm's jurisdiction and it can't follow us.
You good, dude?
Huh. Someone hit the barrier, looks like.
Yep.
I am still mildly concerned about the fact that we are basically running a Rex engine 24/7 when they're just designed to just run for like, 60 miles at most. I mean, it is a scooter engine.
Yeah, but...
It also smells funny in here.
That's probably one of us.
survived!
You're alive!
So we were pushing much. So the range extender in these came with a 2-gallon fuel tank. So the range extender was only
software limited, wasn't it?
It was software limited to 1.5 in California. So this was only designed to run the engine for like 60 miles at a time at most. We've been going for 36 hours.
I have seen one other road trip at an i3 with a Rex from North Carolina to Colorado. It was fascinating.
Really?
I think he ran out of fuel several times, and then his had DC fast charging.
Oh.
So he would just alternate back and forth between the two.
That's cool. We just have a big fuel cell in the front of our car.
Is it in the frunk?
Yes.
Is there a frunk in these?
I'm
not that familiar
Not
with it.
anymore. I don't know if there was, but there sure isn't now.
I love this without the flap. You can see the seal working.
Right.
Also, how hilariously big is that for just...
Yeah. So when we stop at a gas station, we
should fill up.
We pop the frunk and start pouring gas in the front of our car. This has led to questions from people.
This is now closer to a Trabant. That's the fuel tank location.
It's unsafe at any speed, is what it is.
This looks real dorky with the hood up.
As opposed to with the hood down, where it looks like such a respectable, very dignified vehicle.
Looks normal.
Looks fat. It looks.
It's got a really, really big chin.
So, yeah, I guess we should pull over there and top off.
Yeah, since we can't top off this, we have to top off that. Minimum state of charge is 10%, maximum state of charge is 75%. They left a lot of battery.
Wow, 75.
So I expect that these don't really degrade all that much.
No, they're pretty stout batteries, and they also have a pretty advanced refrigerant system for...
Yes,
If it works.
which doesn't work right now.
You don't have air conditioning.
It's a Gallo 12 or a Gallo 24.
So this is where grime shines. I know engines. I don't know much.
Two-cylinder, right?
I don't know a ton of
It smells hot.
660cc 2-cylinder. Yeah.
It's like a scooter engine or something.
Yes,
Hey, look,
it's
a chiller block.
it is out of a scooter.
Where's the radiator for this?
Good question. I think it's in the nose.
It's quite an engineering marvel to stuff all this in there.
No.
It's like a termite formation on top of that over there.
Yeah, there's something going on over there.
Well, we have oil, so that's good.
Well, that's good.
What is this? Is that an inverter box?
Yes. That is the HV inverter on top of the motor.
Oh,
rear-wheel drive.
Right there. Yeah, the motor's back here too.
So this is a 2016. They had plastic motor mounts from the factory. These have been upgraded.
Isn't it crazy how far we've come from since just 2016?
Okay, you say that, but to me, this thing seems way ahead of its time.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, this is a 10-year-old car, and...
But now we don't need range extenders anymore. Except for, like, towing.
True. Oh, wow, look, there's another 12-volt socket. Look at that. Wonder if that one actually works.
Well, it lights up.
Just the whole car seems really, really well thought out.
Okay, your EV has a check engine light and it's actually real.
Yeah, check the actual engine. Cromulent. Not impressive, but fine.
You know what? If Dank Pods can call his Nissan Leaf fast, I can call this anything I want to, and I think it's peppy. I like this already.
Keep in mind how tiny these tires are.
Yeah, I know.
as we go...
And how vertical the vehicle is.
Well, yeah, but the weight's all down low.
That's true.
I think this weighs 2,900 pounds.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it's actually...
light.
Especially as far as modern cars go.
I think that's about the same as my Fiesta ST, maybe like 200 pounds heavier.
I do have a handle. Yay! I
Oh, it turns in real nice.
Yeah, it feels really light in the front. I mean, it's rear engine, so it should, but I didn't expect it to feel rear engine.
I like the throttle tuning. It's a little bit dampened.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Tyler just hit the roof? Oh, did you? Man, Tyler, April, and I stopped to help a turtle cross the road, and right as we stopped, some dude swerved and hit it.
Swerved to hit it?
Yes. I was so mad.
Did you shoot him? I had someone ask me about my Polestar, is that one of those tree hugger EVs? And I said, no, I got it because it's fast. Okay, so it's the good kind. What?
Other person on the
Bourbon Trail.
Bourbon Trail. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, private property, no trespassing.
Get me on the Bourbon Trail, please.
There's some delay there. This was fun.
If you shut it off, it'll automatically go to park.
You've now experienced mediocrity.
Ahead of time EV from 8 years ago.
Yeah, see, that's kind of been my impression with this whole thing, is it feels shockingly contemporary still. Like, the interior styling and the way it drives and stuff all feels...
I'm surprised how much it feels like a BMW.
They did kind of inject 3 Series into it. You said you haven't driven an EV, right?
No, not a full EV, no.
Cool.
It's a full EV.
Yeah, it is a full EV.
Cool. Ooh, it's like a spaceship. Wow, that's
Now nail it from here.
here?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good lord. Wow. Cool.
Imagine that, a bunch of EVs showing up at the EV chargers.
I sat here for over an hour and no one else showed up.
We brought the party with us.
Yeah.
All right, well, the sun is down, and we have, what, 4 hours left?
Thank God.
Only 4?
No, it's not 4 from St. Louis. We're still
6?
on the... Yeah, it's like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a late night.
Tyler, we made it. Yay. We're back. It's, what time is it? It's
almost 3.
It's almost 3 in the morning on Sunday. Yeah. We left at 6 in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah. It's Monday.
No, it's Monday. Yeah, 3 in the morning on Monday.
Yeah.
So that's 48, 60 something hours. Mm-hmm. I got about 3 hours.
My math isn't working.
I got about 3 hours of sleep during that. You got like
4, maybe 5.
We're doing good. I'm going to look at my credit card statement and add up how much we spent. I spent this much on the tickets, this much on tools, and this much on food, and this much on gas. Altogether, that's probably more than it would have cost to just ship the damn thing. But
we had an adventure.
Yeah, we almost got hit. We almost got murked by a tornado and a Nissan Altima, and
the Nissan Altima being like 5 minutes away from here.
We temporarily broke the car, which was perfect comedic timing, actually.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. And we are far more sore for the whole experience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to my memory foam mattress.
Yes, I'm looking forward to waking up at 8 a.m. for no apparent reason. Thanks for watching.